Hey, Love here. Just wanted to give a quick disclaimer before the podcast. There has been some things that have occurred since last episode. Owen was in a car accident, and he's not quite the same. But we need to help him in this trying time. We need to give him a lot of support. So he's still the same old Owen at heart. Just wanted to give some condolences about that, and hope you enjoyed the podcast. Sorry, Owen. Here comes fun, let his yellow voice screaming right into your ear holes, rattles the bones to rattle out its stones. He took a five step through a variety of tones. You know what the hell, but won't stay dead as a pound in a nutshell, roaring hell. It's the Children's Skeletons Podcast! The Children's Skeletons Podcast! The Children's Skeletons Podcast! The Children's Skeletons Podcast! The Children's Skeletons. Welcome to the Chilly Skilly Podcast. With me is Adam.
Hey.
And Owen's back. He's back from 2 podcasts ago. Whoa, what an absence.
That's me. Hey guys.
It's him. Owen entered into this call with the spirit of the Christian Chandler, and it was real funny.
I did.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
You did. You came in
no.
and yeah.
You came in having a mental breakdown, and nobody's laughing anymore. Yeah.
I'm possessed by Ziggy.
You are. Of course, I saw a cat that looked like Ziggy today, and I was like, damn, he's dead.
What's going on with Christine Weston Chandler right now?
What do you? It's a mental breakdown.
It really is. Like
yeah.
that. Did you all read that Twitter thread that she posted about like?
Well, more importantly, saw
car.
the video. Yeah, the video is more pertinent because it's just her looking directly at the camera, looking like fucking Jack Nicholson in The Shining, going like, "Yeah, hey everybody, I took over Christie's body. I'm just."
I think.
What the fuck is wrong?
I think we've officially reached the point with Christian where it's now just kind of more sad than funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. It's very sad.
That being said, did we talk about that thread last time where he like, what was it like someone pranked him and like something about getting pizza and then he like assaulted a cop car or whatever the fuck it was.
So he tried to order pizza from like Domino's or something, or Pizza Hut. And since so many trolls like would order pizza to deliver to that house,
I remember that.
they just ended up blocking his number.
Yeah.
So he angrily tries to go to Pizza Hut, I think, and he ends up fucking just hitting a car, and he doesn't do anything about it.
That was it. Yeah, and then he got back to the house,
away.
and the police were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It plays it it's like an episode of a show with like a 3-act structure. He gets back to the house, and the police are waiting for him. And then I think he mentioned that like he got really angry, so he started kicking the cop car.
That's illegal.
And he admitted to it on Twitter.
And
then at the end of it, he starts pulling some namaste bullshit and goes, "But I feel good. I feel like today had a happy ending. I got my pizza, and what's more, people saw Majid-chan by my side." And I remember just the first response I saw just said, "No, they fucking didn't."
I love how he just says that at the end.
I want. It's like his OC, and so you know how the Christian. Oh, and are you well versed in the Christian merge thingy?
The merge?
Okay.
Oh,
so
you started this call by saying, "I'm now a scholar of Christian. I know all there is to know." What the fuck? How do you not know about the merge?
No,
you looked me in the eye and you said, "I am a seasoned Christorian," but you are fucking lying.
I don't know. So I've been watching the comprehensive history, so I'm up to what they're up to.
Let alone have watched it.
Owen, the last episode of that was 2009.
Yeah,
I guess you're right. I'm like fucking 10 years behind still.
I got 10
years old.
I will say,
talk about the merge.
I will say though, one thing about that series. First of all, I love it. It's a great series. But I love the fact that it's been 2009 for like 12 episodes, because that year was just a roller coaster for Christian.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the merge.
Chris? Sorry, go on.
From what I can tell, basically Chris has gone full delusional, and thinks that Quickville is a real place and Sonichu is real. Basically, all of it is real except it's in a different dimension, and he basically is foretelling or whatever that there's going to be a dimensional merge where the quote unquote real world and the world of Sonic Quickville will become one, and when that happens, he will become Sonichu. And what's more, since he created the world, he will be God. But he basically made a big explanation of it where he basically said any artist, basically it's the rapture. Anyone who's not an artist and doesn't have an OC, they will just simply cease to exist. But people who do have OCs, they will become their OCs. So I will become whatever, any one of my characters. Love will become Marcus the Sheep.
Of course.
I'll become Shade the fucking Hedgehog, which is
whatever the fuck it is. Dylan will become. Dylan will probably perish.
No, Dylan will become the Wamp's Fortress.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dylan will just become Dylan.
Dude, there's
Seth
this.
MacFarlane will become.
Brian
Seth MacFarlane will become Peter Griffin. Matt Groening will become Homer. And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But basically, that's what he's been going on about.
But then there was
while.
During that announcement, there was a video that was released. That was this jarring ass video of some guy out in like the grass next to his house who wasn't Christian. It was just some other person standing reading from a note, going like the dimensional merge will happen, and it was just like, who is this? What is this Marble Hornet shit? Why is there some other guy?
I didn't see that.
I don't know who it was. I think it was somebody who temporarily befriended Christian, but it's just like, I think it's Christian filming, and it's just him standing there going like, the dimensional merge will happen soon. No.
But yeah, it's like so when he goes on about Magi-chan is real and people saw her beside me, it's like my first instinct is to laugh because Chris-chan, but then it's like, oh god, he's officially lost it. Like,
so
you look at his life, it's like fucking no wonder he's gone full delusional.
Yeah.
Is Magi-chan Sonichu like the girl version of Sonichu now? Because now that he transitioned.
You know what? I'm quite behind on Sonichu. I haven't read Sonichu in a while.
I said right before this podcast that I never wanted to talk about Christian again before he fucking comes on the podcast. And now we're talking about Christian lore because Owen just had to fucking open his big old mouth hole.
Christian, if you're listening, I take it back when I said you're delusional. Please come on the podcast so we can...
Christian, we love you.
Christian, I'll make you a pizza.
Or should I say... I want to get him on the podcast and then be like, okay, so Ian...
Her on the podcast.
I want to like
just
try
send
to just
monkey
fuck with
gifts
him.
and ask.
Like generally just like make him angry.
No, why?
Like,
why do you want to do that?
So is Billy Mays really the mayor Quickville?
Oh,
just like bring up like old shit.
People have been trying to fuck with him for the last 15 years. Not fucking with him is what's interesting. Trying to get actual information out of him what's interesting, you fucking psycho. Why do you want to fuck with him? His life has been ruined. His dad is dead. Oh, his house burned down. What is wrong with you?
I know, but it's been like so long that people fucked with him. He's starting to get like comfortable. So like now,
he's not comfortable, Owen.
Dude, Owen, his fucking number was blocked from Papa John's because people were fucking with him 24/7. How is this a good point?
Oh my god.
No one.
That poor dude, poor girl.
Okay. So we've done the obligatory Chris-chan segment. What else did you guys want to talk about?
Shitty movies and also good movies.
Yeah, well, I have a little list of things, but I think we should start with that because Owen saw a real shitty movie and I saw a fucking epic movie.
I saw both a good movie and a very shitty movie. The epic movie is the greatest movie ever made.
Probably.
Stop talking, Owen.
Okay, so scary stories to tell in the dark.
Scary
everyone
movie
hyped it up. For some reason, like it got like really good reviews. So I'm like, okay, so this movie's probably gonna be good. I go to see it, and it's like the beginning part is just so like it's trying to be it.
Yeah.
It just seems so much like a fake, like, oh, they're all kids and they're riding bikes everywhere, and it's an era from the past.
It's more like it trying to be Stranger Things in the way that it was trying to be Stranger Things. I don't know.
No, it's more like it because they even have a character that is like not black, but he's Mexican, and there's people like racist towards him.
And they're racist towards
Yeah, but
him.
no one's racist towards them.
No, they totally are. In the first season, they're like, "What's up, you dumb old black?" Remember
Oh,
the bullies?
I don't remember anything from the first season.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't. You don't remember anything. Yeah, fine.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in like I watched it when it first came out, and then.
Was there like racism towards the black kids?
The bullies were like they were calling him like midnight or some shit. Some black.
Probably not a lot of racism, not as much as the racism towards the black guy in it, and also the Mexican in Scary Stories. But
like
yeah,
in it, I felt like they really
made him.
They did everything.
Racism.
They did everything short of actually just dropping the N-bomb.
They
like I feel like they really wanted to, but they were also
nitrogen bomb.
Yeah, that's
in
what I
Scary
meant.
Stories, someone like wrecks his car and writes "wetback" on it.
Is it set in the 80s or is it modern?
No, it's set in like the 60s. It was during the Nixon era.
That's interesting.
What was that?
That was early 70s. Yeah.
Everything is 80s now, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But then when they actually get to the
spooky story,
like the monsters,
yeah,
all the good parts you've seen, all the good parts that are to be seen in the movie, you've already seen in the trailer. The trailer is literally just all the good scenes in the movie, and so I go into the movie thinking that there's going to be more, but literally like the Harold part sets that all you see is him, and then like actually no, the Harold part was okay. He gets stabbed and then he starts like bleeding out like straw, and I was like, wow, he starts like violently puking out straw, but then they ruin it by having this really shitty shot where it's like a head-on shot and then he's like puking out the straw, but it looks really bad CGI. And that's like the worst part about this movie is they start out good.
I did hear there's like the monsters look really cool, but there's also some very awkward CGI.
Oh yeah, very awkward CGI.
To be Stranger Things.
At least like Stranger Things, I don't know. I think the CGI in Stranger Things wasn't that bad. Yeah.
I like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
You know what you were saying about all the best parts are in the trailer.
That's
even though I like this movie, that's kind of how I felt about Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, well, I never watched a trailer because I'm not stupid, but it was a good movie regardless.
I agree with that, though.
No, it's a good movie, but I really wanted more, and I felt like it was lacking in. I wanted to see some really cool Pokemon fights, but pretty much all the Pokemon fights that happen in the movie, they're in the trailer.
This is why you never watch trailers.
But the thing is, the trailer is just a really quick montage. There's not a whole lot of plot details. It's just a really quick montage that goes on for like a minute, 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I went and, yeah, pretty much everything I saw was like... So, I basically, the trailer... It wasn't that the trailer spoiled things, it was more like it was misleading, because the trailer led me to believe it was going to be like an action comedy romp with lots of Pokemon fights and that kind of thing. But then, it's more of a straight detective movie that has the occasional Pokemon fight. But like
I enjoyed Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, I really love that movie because it has a defining thing that like almost no movie has done in several years, which is I remember it like 5 months after.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I will. The thing is, I know they're making a sequel, and if there's one thing I hope for in a sequel, I want it to be more of an action movie.
I don't want that whatsoever.
No, because the effects and the Pokemon look really cool, and I just think they should use that to their advantage and just go fucking bonkers with it. Like, I want just a campy, balls-to-the-wall, fucking crazy romp of a movie. I felt like there was too much kind of awkward dialogue and exposition and stuff, and I don't know, it's not what I'm here to see.
Yeah.
I will say, this is one thing I liked about it. I remember when they announced that Bill Nye was going to be in the movie, because I love him. They announced he was in the movie, and I thought, oh my god, I really hope he's Mewtwo. Because they got an A-lister to be Pikachu, and I knew the Mewtwo was in the movie, so I thought...
Wait, Bill Nye was in Detective Pikachu?
Yeah, he's the guy in the wheelchair.
What?
Oh shit, I didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah,
He didn't look like him, what the fuck?
You didn't know it was him either?
Yeah, but it didn't look like him. Hold on, let me.
I thought it did. Well, either way, I knew he was going to be in the movie, and I thought, oh, what if he was Mewtwo? Because they got an A-lister to be Pikachu, and we know that Mewtwo is one of the Pokemon who can talk. So, that'd be pretty cool if they got an A-lister for him too. And also, Bill Nye has a great voice, and he does a lot of voiceover work. So I went in, saw the movie, and then within the first few minutes, Mewtwo is there, but he's got a voice that's very clearly not Bill Nye.
Yeah.
And I will say, I like the voice they gave Mewtwo because they got like a few different actors and layered them all. So he has this kind of weird, ethereal. He kind of sounds like an incomprehensible alien that has no gender or anything.
Hold on a second.
What?
This is a completely different person. This is Bill Nye, not Bill Nye.
That's what I said, Bill Nye.
I thought you meant Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, because that's...
No, for fuck's sake.
You pronounce it the exact same way.
I'm talking about Bill, like, the dad from Shaun of the Dead, for fuck's sake.
Who the fuck know who that is?
Yeah, who the fuck... Nobody knows who that is. What?
Bill Nye... Okay, well, maybe it's a European thing, then, because I love him, and loads of my friends love him, so...
I'm European.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, maybe it's an Irish/British thing, then. I don't fucking know.
Like a UK thing?
Yeah, he's a... We're not the UK, Owen.
Well,
don't say that.
yeah. So sorry, bro.
Okay, he's a fucking... he's the dad from Shaun of the Dead, and he's done a lot of voiceover work.
Remembers the dad from Shaun of the
Dead?
Because there's a whole running joke about we need to go kill Philip, and then he goes and he smacks him on the head with the cricket bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about, and it is him.
Okay. Anyway, so I go to see the movie. Mewtwo appears in the first 2 minutes, 2 seconds really, and he starts talking. And I like the voice he has, but it's clearly not Bill Nye. And then Bill Nye appears later, and he's just kind of a dude. And I was like, okay, oh well. And then it gets to the part where it turns out he's the bad guy, which of course, anyone over fucking age 10 can see that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he's evil, and he goes, I'm a really hardcore furry, and I want to transfer people's brains into Pokemon bodies. And that's what he says. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. And he brings up Mewtwo, and he starts doing it. And then he comes out of the fucking capsule, and then Mewtwo, in the glorious voice of Bill Nye, is like, yes, I am Mewtwo! And I'm like,
oh!
I was so fucking happy.
Yeah.
That was a really good ending to that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie.
Look, I saw that twist coming a mile away, but I did not think Ryan Reynolds himself would show up. Like, hey, it's me, son.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was great.
It was great.
I did not expect that either.
Yeah.
Because I thought the dad was gonna be black.
Yeah,
because he was black.
Well, I expected it to just be like Ryan Reynolds. That's just how Pikachu would sound if he could talk. But then when he turns back into his dad, he's like just some guy.
Yeah.
He's like,
I don't
son.
understand the logistics of this. Clearly a mixed race kid who looks like and his dad's like the whitest guy ever.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they. I don't really understand. I really don't.
I think MatPat should do a theory about this.
They should.
That would be great.
Can we talk about how shitty the MatPat's theories are getting?
Can we talk about how shitty MatPat has gotten?
Yeah.
That's also true. He I don't remember what. It was the Zelda timeline one. And he literally just stole it from...
Hey, Nintendo, fucking fix your timeline, hey! The thumbnail was basically just like, hey, dumb shits! It's like a fucking...
I cannot stand his attitude, because every video he does, he gets, like... Every time he does, like, a Five Nights at Freddy's theory,
Listen, Scott! Okay.
He spends half the video going, yeah, fuck you, Scott, you and your shitty fucking badly written series. I'm here to fix it for you. He's got that little PNG image of him at the podium. Yeah. And then he does that weird thing where he smears it so it looks like he's grinning, and it's like, I've never wanted to punch someone in the throat so badly.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Unraveled?
What the fuck?
I do not.
It's just this, it's kind of like game theory, but good.
Okay.
So they just kind of like go into like a specific detail about a game, but like expand it. Like there's a video where he cooked all the recipes in Breath of the Wild.
Oh
yeah.
Something like shit like that, where he just like does like over extreme things based on games. He did a video where one of the first videos he did the Zelda timeline.
Yeah.
And that video is just it's MatPat's video. MatPat stole that whole video.
Wow.
Like it was horrible. I watched the MatPat video and it's literally just the unraveled video. He stole everything.
Yeah, everyone says that. Like, he just kind of goes on Reddit and just grabs theories from people and then just doesn't credit them and doesn't say where he heard it, and he just passed it off like, now hear me out. I know this sounds crazy, but I've thought long and hard about this. But first, let me talk about our sponsor.
Dude,
and then he spends the video doing really shitty memes that are going to be dated in 3 weeks and making unfunny jokes and being really smug and acting like he knows more about the show than the actual creators. And this goes on for like minutes and minutes. And then he finally, about a fucking halfway into the video, he finally touches on the theory kind of. And then at the end he goes, "You're gonna have to come back for part 2. I'm sorry, that's all the time we have. I know, it's annoying."
Dude, I was watching one of his videos today because sometimes I see his videos in my what's it called, related videos thing, and one of them looks so stupid. I'm just like, I want to watch this just to see if it'll make me feel something, if it'll make me want to fucking beat him. But I put on one of his new Minecraft videos where he was talking about, it was the new one where he was talking about, like, you know, the spooky records that you find in Minecraft, whatever the fuck. And there was a part where I literally did not believe it was happening. I was just like, this is actually, there's a part in that where he's talking about spectrograms, what happens when you look at audio in a program, you know, that kind of spooky shit. And then after that, he starts going, yeah, we have a spectrogram in our game theory, what's it called?
Headquarters.
No, in the alternate reality game, whatever those things are called, where you're like, you saw something, and it forms a link. What's that link? And he clicks on it, and he talks for like 3 minutes about the new game theory merch with no connection to the rest of the thing, and it's surreal. It's honestly surreal because he's like, now in the new back to school game theory merch, look at these school backpacks. You could be a fearless too. That's a big fearless thing. It's like, here's the school pencil thing. Wow. And he talks for like fucking 4 minutes about it, and then he just goes, okay, but back to what the fuck?
Yeah, he's gotten so shameless. You know, okay, you know what I'd like to do if I ever met MatPat?
Yeah.
I would love to invite MatPat out for a drink, and I would go to a pub with him, and I would sit at the bar and I'd talk to him, and we'd talk about our lives and our greatest dreams and our insecurities, and we'd have a big old heart-to-heart. And then after about a minute or two, after I've had a couple of drinks, I would intentionally pretend I misheard something he said, get really offended, and drag him outside to kick the shit out of him. That's what I would do.
Wow. Dude.
I hate MatPat.
You know what? I miss when his videos were like, no, but seriously, how fast would Sonic be?
Yeah.
I miss when he just took shit, like, just shit from games, or how much are Mario coins worth, you know? Like, I miss when he just took, like, things from games and just tried to apply real-world logic to it, and it was kind of charming and kind of cute. And now it's just like, the moon from Majora's Mask is actually Luigi, who is actually Samus, who is a war veteran, who fought in World War II and World War I. But that's not all. She's also King K. Rool, who went to a concentration camp. But not just any concentration camp.
My concentration camp.
And but Hitler was actually Mario.
Good. He was actually good. He didn't do anything wrong, guys. It's the fears go to a bad place. I gotta be honest.
Wasn't that an only place hypothetical where, like, what if MatPat did history videos and he was like, the Holocaust didn't happen. Just hear me out.
I haven't heard that, but I just thought of something that I only, like, within the most recent year, I only now started thinking about this, how the Herobrine creepypasta, it's so tasteless how the creepypasta is based on Notch having a dead brother that they're fucking making this spooky, like, funny creepypasta about.
Wait, is that what the theory is?
Yeah, no, well, haven't you read the creepy... Well, okay, that's coming off, like, very, I feel like a bad...
Haven't you read Herobrine, you uncultured fool?
The whole creepypasta was about, like, him being, like, Notch's dead brother in the game, and Notch being all aloof about it when he messaged him. It's like...
Does Notch actually have a dead brother?
He might, I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it's really weird and, like, way too personal. It's like, why did you do that?
I
just
saw
a
someone
bad-
someone did a creepypasta about Ed's World. I saw it years ago.
What?
But the whole story was like the Ed's World lost episode.
Whoa.
It was one of those lost episode creepypastas.
Hold on a second. We need to do a classical Killing Skeletons creepypasta reading right here and right now.
I don't know if you'll find it. I think it was on DeviantArt when I saw it.
There it is.
Years
I
ago.
found it. I officially found it. Guys, we found a creepypasta. We found it among the links. Okay, let's go. Okay, we all have the creepypasta in front of us. Here we go. Let's start. I watched Ed's World once. It was a funny flash animation from the Great Britain. It starred a young boy named Ed Gould and his magical friend pals. I loved it so much, but one day I loved it not so much because I watched an episode that was scary, and not scary in the good way. It was very scary. Adam, you pick up from there. Because you know, you're reading it, go on.
This episode began like any other. It started with the Ed's World logo coming up. Do 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 do. But the last note was a blood curdling scream. So it went do 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 do. I dropped to my knees and instantly started puking out of my ears, nose, mouth, eye sockets, and asshole, and urethra. When I was finished, I stood up.
Puke was mainly just leaking out of all orifices. It was very frightening.
Excuse me, I'm trying to read. When I was finished puking from my nose, mouth, ears, eye sockets, asshole, and urethra, there's no need to say that again. Whoever wrote this story is being very redundant.
How could a creepypasta writer be redundant? They're only of the best caliber. They could never...
I mean, he does mention in the description of the story that he graduated from Harvard recently. So, you know,
Adam,
fair
hurry
play.
up and read. I'm excited to
Okay,
read my part.
I got back into my chair. I swiveled my chair around and said, "Wee, Ed's World, my favorite."
Mama, bring me nuggets. I got one.
Alright.
But then the episode began, and I was horrified to see something very, very not good at all.
Okay, it's my turn.
It is.
My
Yeah.
paragraph. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the episode started out. It was Ed, Tom, and the other one. Is there another one?
Ed, Tom, not even Tord. Not even Tord. Matt is the other one. For fuck's sake.
Wow, this writer is doing a shitty job.
They were all sitting
The other
around.
one. Tom, okay, Ed, Tom, and the other one.
And the other one. They were all sitting around in their house. What should we do today? Asked Ed. I don't know. We should do some funny antics, says the other one.
That is pretty close.
Tom is off to the side. He's crying.
Oh my god. It's like modern Ed's World. It's what it would be like if it was... Yeah, okay, Tom is crying. Holy shit, he's crying, yeah.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ed and the other one look over to poor Tom. Tom, what's wrong, bro? Asked
What's
Ed.
wrong, bro?
Okay, can I pick up from there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
Okay. Tom craned his head backwards. He looked at him with a scary look in his eyeballs. He said, I saw a scary movie. It was like us, but we were on the TV and we were being murdered. You know what, Adam? You continue the story.
Ed said, "Oh, Tom, don't be silly. No one ever dies." He then looked directly into the camera, and it stayed on him for about 2 straight minutes, slowly zooming in. It was then that I got out of my chair and began to fart and puke and shit and scream.
I think this person has some kind of fetish. He talks a lot about you.
My mother knocked on the door and said, Now, stop that." So I did, because I love my mommy. This story is dedicated to my mommy. I sat back down and rubbed the puke from my eyelids when I realized something a very scary detail that I don't know why it didn't occur to me when I first started. For some reason, usually Tom is missing his eyes for some reason. But this time, Tom had beautiful blue eyes with long Disney princess eyelashes. He was beautiful. I started coming. But Ed and the other one, meanwhile, they had black empty sockets where they should have eyes.
Oh my god, that's different.
Ed took out a can of Coke and poured it directly into the sockets of his eyes while saying, "Ha ha ha, broccoli!"
Holy shit,
Owen,
dude. I'm shivering right now.
Do you want me to pick it up?
I'm getting too scared. You have to read it.
Okay. Sorry, this is just really scary. I don't want to. Okay, hold on.
Really, can we stop?
No, hold on. Let me just finish. We get it. We're almost at the end, I think. They heard a knock on the door. Who was that? Tom gets up. His eyes fall out of his head.
Oh my god.
He goes to the door. He opens the door and he's standing there. Ultra photorealistic blood all over him. It's torn. His arms are gone.
They're
And
just
he's crying.
gone. Where did they go?
Off. They just don't exist.
He says, what, why, Ed, why did you leave? Okay, love. Sorry, I can't do this.
Okay. Ed says, "I left because you were an abuser, Tord. I couldn't handle it. You see, and it turns out that Tord didn't leave on his own accord. It was in fact Ed is getting away because he's abusive and he's murdered before. In the basement, they look down. They see all the dead bodies, including them are
Eduardo.
Madness character plus face man, the guy, Blackhead, all the Newgrounds character. He murdered them all. Ed did that, and he looks back at Tord and he goes, "And I'ma murder you too." And he does it.
Wait, so Ed's the murderer?
There's a little epilogue. I had to scroll for 5 days to find it.
Okay.
Okay. It was then that Ed looked directly into the camera and said, "Don't you see? This is my world after all. And in Ed's world, Ed is God. I can do as I please, and I can kill anyone. Even you, dear viewer." He started laughing, and his teeth turned into fangs, and blood started to pour from his eye sockets. I started puking once more, in abject horror, as the screen turned to static, and then went to black, and white text appeared. As of movie 13 coming soon. Please donate to my Patreon. Thanks.
Oh.
A film by Thomas Ridgewell.
And I screamed. Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck? That was so weird.
What a weird story.
Yeah.
Not gonna
That was
lie
a weird
though.
story.
Not gonna lie though. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd give that like a 7.
I give it like a 10.
I give
dude.
that like
I give
a
it
9 out of 10 out of all literary works combined.
I give it like an 11 out of 6.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So that was a good story.
That was a scary story that we told
Very coherent
in the dark.
story. Dude, I gotta tell you, people blocking me in the streets, I fucking hate that. When you're fucking trying to go somewhere in the streets, you're riding your bike, you're walking, and you see a bunch of fucking, you see a bunch of grannies or kids, and they're all fucking walking in like a big line, like they're fucking kick-assy. They're fucking walking.
How about you get a car, you fucking
to run them over? What the fuck?
No, so you could drive in the street so they don't
No,
block you
cars
dumbass.
are fucking gay. I'm not gonna do that. That's a bad idea.
What you gotta do is, you gotta identify who the ringleader is, and you gotta go up to them, and you gotta crouch down and look them in the eye and say,
Oh my god, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ, I was in the middle of something.
I'm sorry, it just came out of me.
You gotta look them in the eye and you gotta say, "You will never be Kikassia, so stop walking in a straight line. Take off that M. Bison costume and go back to your basement."
I'm having a panic attack. Okay.
The idea of being told that is so horrifying.
Scary. Dude, I do fucking hate that though. What you know what I hate in particular? The fucking kids running around on their like scooter things where it's like, you know, the two wheels and they just stand on like hoverboards. What the fuck they're called? They're just riding around in convenience stores and it's like, can you get the fuck out of here? And they're fucking like vaping.
What would you do if you walked out of your apartment and you heard like the rustling of like something approaching, like the unmistakable sound of a predatory creature barreling its way towards you with pure ferocity? No, and you assume, it's that seagull who's been bothering me for the last while. And you turn around, but it's Angry Joe.
Oh my god!
And he's running towards you, and let me tell you, he is furious.
Well, why is he so mad?
Dude, I would be so terrified because I'm just looking at him and he's running, and we're still to wait to start green screen running. It's really scary. But and you know, I'm already scared because it's implied in the name that he's an angry man. As you might be able to surmise.
He's very upset.
He's got that angry look where he's like gritting his teeth and going, oh, and he's just like looking at me.
It's like in Kick-Ass when they start charging and he's in the middle of the fucking line going, ah!
That was the funny part.
Remember we watched Kick-Ass and every scene with him is like, Jesus Christ, he's insane.
Kick-Ass was very boring.
No, don't say that.
The best thing about Kick-Ass really was the fact that like everybody was acting really poorly, and then Joe, I don't think he was acting.
He's an actual madman.
He's like you see him running and just shrieking at the top of his lungs. It's like that comes very natural.
Oh, do you remember the clip I showed you from the making of Suburban Nights where Linkara gives a rousing speech to Doug Walker, and he actually goes up to him and goes, "You are the nostalgia critic."
Yeah, that's a beautiful clip.
Was he being serious? Or was he joking around?
Well, no, it's what happened was the production of Suburban Nights was an abject horror to be a part of, as we all know now. But the thing was, at the time, Doug kind of knew it wasn't going well, and he blamed the weather for it. But, you know, obviously there's a million things wrong with working for Doug Walker outside of rain. But because I guess this was before things on the site got really bad, there was still a sense of camaraderie and people wanting to get work done, you know? So Doug holds a meeting and tells everyone, this is all in like a behind-the-scenes thing for the movie. He gets everyone into a room, so, you know, Nostalgia Chick, Linkara, I guess Angry Joe, just everyone and anyone, you know, all these people. And he gets them into like a room and sits them all down, and he stands up in front of them and goes, we're going to put it to a vote. Just write on this piece of paper. Just say either yes, I want to continue, or no, I don't think this is going well, and I would rather not continue. And then, in response, Linkara stands up and gives a rousing speech about, we will film in the rain if we need to. And then he starts going, Doug, you can accomplish anything. You are the nostalgia critic. And everyone starts doing like a military, like everyone starts kind of drumming and like humming and going like that. And it's actually a really nice moment. But then it's like something out of The Office. It hard cuts to Doug talking to someone else. And they go, so Doug, how do you feel about this? And he just says, I prefer them to stay out of my way.
I mean, I understand, Doug. I mean, you just got a bunch of freaking fucking, I don't know, weirdos. They're all just... Because
he looks so uncomfortable during the whole thing, but it's like, for fuck's sake, they're trying to encourage him. And he's just like, I kind of just want them to stay out of my way.
Yeah.
It's really funny. But it's like, oh my god, the warning signs were there. He's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah. It's a brilliant man.
Yeah, it's great. You know, my favorite thing about all those Channel Awesome movies is they're all on that Letterboxd app.
Oh wow!
And they all have like 1 star.
Yeah.
And there's so many just scathing reviews. Because if you go into the YouTube videos, of course, all the comments are going to be, "Wow, what a great film! I love Mr. Douglas Walker, who does many good impressions."
Yes.
I like him a lot. I don't think he has too many teeth and they're a very strange color. I don't think that at all. I like his smile very much. You know, all the comments are like that. We go on Letterboxd, there's all these people going, "Fuck Doug Walker."
That is pretty.
Do you think is he autistic?
100%.
I would not be
Right?
surprised.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm pretty sure he's
everyone
autistic.
is a channel
And
awesomist.
to be clear, I don't mean that in a bad way because
Oh, I don't mean that in a bad way either. Like,
Yeah,
I genuinely
no.
think he's autistic.
I think
I
literally
genuinely-
everyone
yeah.
is channel awesomist. I think all of them are.
honestly, yeah, because I mean, Chris and the guys on a Sleepycast episode, they made the observation that whenever you go on YouTube and you find these people who are very clearly, on the spectrum, and they're making like
Yeah.
these videos, and they're trying to kind of, do like the angry nerd thing where they're giving out about movies, they all have the exact like Doug Walker mannerisms.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something about his style. I actually was on Tumblr one time and I searched Nostalgia Critic because I was like, I wonder if there's fucking Tumblr fandom for Nostalgia Critic. And I found a list one time, and I'm not making fun of the person who made this. I'm just saying it kind of does support what we're saying.
Yeah.
Someone basically just had a bullet point list of reasons why autistic people love Nostalgia Critic.
Okay.
Like why, and again, I'm not making fun of it. It's just,
Yeah.
but it was things like he speaks very simply, and he moves around a lot, and
Yeah.
and all these. I'm gonna find the list because I'm gonna completely butcher it and make it sound worse than it is. Hang on. Autistic people. I don't know what to search for this. I'm gonna sound like.
You sound like a monster, and dude, I'm gonna put like. Oh wait, you're editing this. You could put whatever music. I was gonna put like a spooky Monster Mash music over it, implying you're a monster, but I don't know.
It was a monster mash.
It sure was.
Can I just say, I listen to that song all year round. Like, I don't care if it's not Halloween. That song is
At all
really...
times.
No, I swear to God, it's really catchy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I love that song.
It's just 6,000 instances of that song over and over again.
I really like Walk Like an Egyptian.
Oh yeah, I started liking that after I watched
JoJo?
I found that effect with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ending things. Well, okay, of course Roundabout was already a fucking masterpiece, but like, for example, even the song what's it called, I Want You by Savage Garden, I thought that was kind of a shitty song when I first started using it as an ED thing, but then I was like, huh, I kinda like it, I don't know.
Wait, sorry, before we go any further, I found it. Why the Nostalgia Critic appeals to autistic people. I and lots of my autistic friends like this web series, and here are the reasons why the show has a large autistic following.
Yeah.
His expressions are easy to read. He is childlike and has a limited attention span. He focuses on specialist subjects like 80s and 90s films and TVs.
Yeah.
He suffers a lot.
What?
Which autistic people can relate to.
I suffer a lot when I watch this video.
Oh.
I'm just reading this, and the humor is fast and zany.
I guess, yeah.
All right. I don't know how I feel about this list.
I don't know.
They just said
Makes
that
sense.
pretty much that whole thing was people, autistic people like his stuff because he is autistic.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, fuck it.
Well, I think it's just they're saying like the simplicity of it, and because the thing about like, I've noticed that the animation industry, this particular field, seems to be a big draw for autistic people. There's a lot of autistic people in the industry, which of course I think is a great thing. But I've just noticed that's a thing.
Are you a
that...
public official right now?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's an observation I've made that there's a lot of people who are on the spectrum who are into animation, and so just little things that I didn't, because before I knew many people who were autistic, my kind of perception of what that meant was like
Christian?
No, just shit I saw in movies like Rain Man or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what I learned over time is that it is a spectrum and it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
So there were people in my class who like you can tell right away that they're autistic, but then there were people who like they spoke to me with ease and I wouldn't have thought they were, but then after I'd known them for like 2 years, they just go, oh yeah, I got diagnosed with autism when I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's like there's very tiny kind of things that I kind of like. I can see them when they pop up, you know.
Yeah.
And just with Doug, I just would not be surprised at all.
Yeah.
The whole thing about he constantly goes on about jokes he doesn't get. It's that's a classic.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
very
it's
much
true.
is like
Autistic
oh my
people
God.
tend to not pick up on like sarcasm and stuff.
Yeah.
And he tends to like jokes that have a very, very kind of clear setup and punchline. And if it's just random or just weird, he just goes, well, "What's this about? Does it mean this? Is it implying this? I don't understand. What's the joke?"
I also noticed something that whenever anything is even slightly like out of the ordinary or is like even a tiny bit weird or like something like that, he just goes, "Well, that's terrifying." It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like I was watching one of his more recent videos where it's Flintstones versus the Jetsons, whatever the fuck. It was a really, really boring video, but there was a part in it where like the fucking robot made her like a head like open up from the side or something, and it looked a little unnatural, okay. And he was just like, "That is terrifying." It's like, what the fuck? What do you want? He's like, and he just keeps saying that over and over again. It's like, can you fucking?
Did he pull a goofy face and go?
Yeah, he did. He peaked the volume. It's really scary.
I love Chris's impression of him where he just fucking shrieks.
I do love the idea that Nostalgia Critic is just this shrill monster of a... He's not a human anymore. He's the shrill monster.
I don't get it!
Black man, woman!
I'm tempted to because I think I'm gonna be editing this one, so at this point I might put in the clip where he's fighting Mary Poppins Endgame style.
Mary Poppins! The original Mary Poppins!
Oh yes, your passion and remembrance brought us all back.
Us? Dumbo! Lion King! Genie! Oh my god! All the originals are back!
Originals? Disassemble.
You ain't never felt pain like this.
Okay. Chim chim chiroo, bitch.
Oh, Waldo.
Oh my god! Thank you all! And because you're such a pain animating, I'm just gonna talk to Mary right now.
That's fair.
I cannot tell if he's like self-aware or not. I feel like he's not.
Yeah,
That's probably another like sign as to the autism.
probably.
I gotta say, this is shaping up to be a pretty good game theory.
Man, this is a pretty good...
Do you guys think MatPat is autistic? No.
No.
He has too much. He has too much social skills to be
I heavily
autistic.
doubt it.
I didn't know about that now.
I think he's too good at scheming and like coming up with like things to
think-
game the algorithm. I don't think he's autistic. I don't know.
He definitely has some kind of mental issue, though.
Now, hang on a minute. Are
I
you
don't
saying that?
know. He seems disgustingly normal almost. I don't know.
Are you saying autistic people aren't normal?
Wow.
Oh.
Well, Owen, you know what? The Chilling
I'm
Skeletons
not the one that
podcast
said normal.
We'll be letting Owen
said-
go very soon.
You said normal.
Why
You're
is
the
we
why is
don't
Owen getting
wanna
punished? You're the
associate-
one who said it. You're the one who said it. What are you punishing Owen for?
We don't want to
the one that
associate
said
ourselves with Owen anymore. Please do not mention Owen in the comment section. Thank you. He's not. Dude, when I saw Kingdom Hearts as a kid, I just saw the whole art and the premise of it. I was just like, what the fuck is this nightmare?
not like
What is
Kingdom
this? I
You
was
know what
just,
the best? You know what the best thing from Kingdom Hearts is? Did you ever see the Kingdom Hearts cutscene where they depicted Mufasa dying?
No.
And Simba has a fucking because of the limitations of PS2, I guess. Simba only has one expression, kind of like the new movie, but
Yeah.
instead of being a blank expressionless face, he is smiling. He is fucking delighted the whole time. And the thing is, Simba is an adult for like the game. You know, like when Sora meets him. So Kid Simba only appears in this cutscene, which is the Stampede scene. So if he's gonna have one expression, just make it like a frightened expression, because he's kind of, that entire scene is like pretty scary. But he is smiling and he's got his mouth open. He's going around like ha, and then it cuts to the part where Scar has Mufasa on the cliff and he's like, "Long live the king," and he throws him off. And it cuts to Simba with this big fucking Cheshire cat smile, going, "No!"
God, what a sociopath! They completely changed the whole point of that scene. He was just like, "No."
But if you look at it muted, it looks like he's going, "Yeah!"
They should just fucking overlay the Who thing over there. It's like, yeah, you put that in. Good idea.
Oh, God.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking-
I forgot what I was talking about.
Of course you did, dude. I got 2 more topics.
Autism, my friend.
Autism. Oh,
Autism, my
yeah.
friend.
Autism is just funny.
Do you ever just see people online who are clearly autistic, but their parents refuse to take them to any sort of like counselor to actually get them diagnosed, and their life is just being made worse every day because of it, because they don't know what is doing it, they don't know anything. Like I see, and then when you like tell them, some of them react in the worst way possible, where they're like, "Oh, I have a new crutch that I can use. I can use this to manipulate people. I can say, hey, it's
oh
not
my god,
fault.
I fucking hate.
I'm
I
autistic."
hate when people do that.
Yeah.
There's this girl I work with who
I
has
feel like
autism.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I also can't think of examples, and I don't want to accuse
I can think of a
anyone
very
doing
good
that.
example, but
Well, you don't have to
besides the
say
point.
it.
Well, of
We
course
don't
I'm not
have
going
to-
to say it. But
We don't have to throw shade at people.
yeah, yeah.
I work with this girl who's autistic, and she does that like it's my autism thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I hate that.
shut the fuck up.
I feel like certain things like that. Okay, this is a touchy subject, but like, I feel like things like autism, or even like conditions like anxiety or depression or whatever, I feel like it can explain behavior, but it doesn't excuse behavior.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Like I am on antidepressants and anxiety medication and all that kind of thing, and I go through episodes of isolation, not talking to people. I have a tendency to be kind of cynical and kind of stubborn about things, and the thing is, I'm not going to use that as an excuse, because even though my mental condition, or whatever you want to call it, even though that would explain that kind of behavior, it also is like, well, no, it's still not a good way to be. So whatever my reasoning is, it's probably a bad habit to be in.
Yeah.
It's still something to work on, instead of just. I feel like the minute you kind of go, well, I'm just gonna do this now because this is what it means. It's like, I feel like, I don't know. It's just, you shouldn't let things like your mental health or whatever define who you are. And
Yeah,
I feel like
fight it. Say,
well, not
hey,
not really fight it, but don't just be like, well, no, I have this condition, so I'm gonna start acting this way now, and if anyone questions me about it, I'm just gonna use that as a crutch. It's like, no, you should try and be the best person you can be, no matter what.
Exactly.
Now that being said, massive asterisks here. It's different for everyone, and I understand it's not easy. So I'm not trying to be all sanctimonious here. I'm just saying, as a general rule, that's how I feel about it.
You know what's bullshit?
Autism.
Yeah, he just was like, you know what's bullshit? Autism. And he's like, why don't we just kill them all? No, but
Man, just put him in a fucking camp or something. That was Lyric Gamer. That was not James Rolfe. That was Lyric Gamer.
Speaking of autism, dude, when I go into a fucking store and after a while the fucking employees in there go up to me and are like, are you finding what you're looking for? I'm always like, you think I'm fucking stealing? I'm not fucking stealing, okay? I'm not stealing, you fuck.
I've never had anyone do that, but I have had
like 80
like a
people do
place.
Wait.
I've had someone accuse me of stealing from a store.
Did you just say, speaking of autism, and then go into a
And then,
story
like,
about how you were
they
accused
nothing-
of stealing?
No, not
Yeah.
accused of stealing, of me thinking I'm accused of stealing because they're fucking going up to me like, do you have what you want, sir? Do you know what you're
That is,
finding?
You know what? I get that as well when I'm in a shop and I'm walking around and I can feel
I get
them
that in a
looking at
liquor
me.
store almost every time I go in. Probably
I'm
because
always-
I look young.
But like when I'm in a shop and I don't necessarily want anything, I'm just browsing. I always kind of go, "Shit, how do people walk? How do people? What kind of face should I be making?"
Exactly.
And then you feel them looking at you, so you glance over at them. But you also don't want to be like, I don't want to look like I'm checking over my shoulder and going, are they looking? Like, you know,
exactly.
I get that all the time. It's terrifying.
And then when you leave the store, you're like, don't run, but don't walk too slow.
Yeah, you're like, don't
run.
You're like,
Yeah,
don't
of course,
run.
because,
and
because
don't...
if you run, they're gonna be like, is he stealing something? He's getting out. Oh my god.
I try and I walk as far away from the door as I can before reaching into my pockets.
Yeah.
One time I went to the Rite Aid, which is, I don't know if you guys have Rite Aid over in your countries. Probably not.
Rite Aid, dude.
It's a pharmacy. It's like a
There's
it's
no
like a
such
pharmacy.
thing as Rite Aids. There's only
It's a
one.
pharmacy / convenience store.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what CVS is?
Yes.
I mean, so it's like CVS.
Okay.
So I went there and they have like nail polish and shit, and my girlfriend like is annoying with nail polish. She takes like 1,000 years to look for the right nail polish.
Okay.
So I had to stand around for like 20 minutes with her and her friend looking through different nail polishes and then putting it back down and then picking up another one. Or wait, was it nail polish? It was like it was some kind of woman hygiene thing. And then she would pick it up, put it down, go over to another thing, pick it up, put it down. So I was standing around for like fucking 20 minutes and I was like, "Oh my god, I just want to go." And then they're like, "Okay, we finally have everything." And they didn't have enough money. So I had to go get money from her friend's dad somewhere. So I go leave the store with nothing on me. And this fucking dude, he looked like he had like a pedo stash. He looked like a generic like creepy.
So like you?
No, fuck off. If you think of like a loser, like long-haired pedo stash, like retail worker, that's exactly what he looks like. Fuck off! No, fuck you! I don't look like that.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you look like.
Fuck you. So he stopped. He's like, "Sir, I need you to stop." And I was like, "Are you talking to me?" And he was like, and can you put that? Can we make that picture like the thumbnail for the
There will be
podcast?
something about that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm on it, don't worry.
So he stops me and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I have reason to believe you and your friends were stealing or something." This happened so long ago, I don't remember but so I am standing here, I'm like, I don't have anything on me. I like empty my pockets. I'm like, I don't got anything, dude. And he's like, "Can you ask your friends to come up here, please?" And I was like, okay. So I asked, I was like, "Hey, can you guys come here?" And they're like, "Can you empty your pockets?" And then my girlfriend emptied her pockets, but her friend like refused to empty her pockets, which was kind of sus. Yeah. But
sure,
I'm not gonna point fingers or anything.
Yeah.
But I did not steal.
Okay.
Nor did my GF steal.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm pissed because my girlfriend is like, "Can I pay for my stuff and leave?" And they're like, "No, you have to just go now." So I stood around for 20 fucking minutes for nothing. We didn't get anything. And and they kicked us out and I was so pissed. I tried to go back there later on and they kicked me out again.
Wow.
So I was like, "Fuck this." Right.
You got kicked out of a pharmacy, so now if you're dying, there's nothing you can.
Exactly.
Whatever. There was like 4 other pharmacies around.
Okay, fuck them.
Yeah, that place fucking sucks anyway.
Yeah, dude.
I have a story about the colourful characters of Dublin. I encountered a junkie a couple of nights ago.
Wait,
Ooh,
really?
Junkie. I love Junkie.
Can it happen in
That
Ireland?
happens all the time.
That can happen in Ireland?
All the time, actually.
Are you being sarcastic, Love?
No,
yeah, of course I'm being sarcastic.
Okay. I was like, are you...
I went to an animation networking event called the Creative Cookout, which was sponsored by a few different animation companies, and it was held in a pub, and they had a barbecue. They were doing burgers. So there was drinking, there was food, there was networking, meeting people. A bunch of people from my class went, and I haven't seen them since we graduated, so that was fun. Got to catch up with people.
Yeah.
So it was a fun night, and I don't know how it is for you guys, but buses here stop at around like 11:30.
Oh wow. I think I know why that is in Dublin, because that's
well, we have something called the Night Link, which is for people who are out late, but that's only on weekends, and it's like starting at about midnight. There's one every like hour. Yeah. But for normal nights, buses stop at like 11:30 and then resume the next day at like 6 a.m. for people going to work and stuff. Now I'm broke right now because I just graduated and I'm trying to find work. So I had like enough to buy a couple of drinks, and then I had like enough for like I had bus fare. So I was like, I'm getting a bus home, or I don't go home at all, or because I cannot afford a taxi, Yeah. So I left at about 10, about 10:30, around 11ish, and some friends, I said goodbye to them, and I got to get a bus because it's like my only option really. So I was heading out, and then a friend of mine who lives near town just texted me out of the blue while I was heading to the door and just said, "Hey, you nearby?" Now, I'm one of the few losers who's still really into Pokemon Go. And this friend is also Pokemon Go crazy, more so than me.
Go crazy, go stupid, sorry.
But we had arranged like ages, like months ago, he was going to trade me a Mewtwo because I didn't have...
Holy shit.
And he texted me and he's like, "Hey, do you still want a Mewtwo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you in town?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Right, I told him the pub I was in, and it's near his area. So he said, "Look, just stay where you are. I'll be there in like 10 minutes." And I had like an hour to kill before getting the bus, so I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went outside the pub, and I'm standing outside, and it's like... So I'm just standing on the steps, and there's like a security, like a bouncer standing at the door, and it's kind of drizzling, so I'm standing under the... there's like a shelter thing at the door, And I stood there, just kind of on my phone, doing whatever, and wait for my friend to get here. And then I look down the road, and there he is. I see him. So I start walking towards him, and he reaches me, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Hug. Good to see you again. Good to see you. All right, let's do this." He takes his phone out.
Suck his dick?
Of course. And I swear to God, within 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, this fucking guy, you can spot it a mile away. They all dress the same. They all have the same voice. And this guy, like a fucking ghoul, like really skinny, pale, fucking like sunken in eyes, like eye bags, covered in like inexplicable bruises and scars and like filthy. No. He had like weird scabs all over his face, like really like chapped lips and stuff. Like he was a fucking mess, And the thing is, right, they always come up to you with a story. They always say they need money for the bus or to get into a hostel because they're homeless, or just to get some food or whatever. Or they will tell you a story about how they need to call someone but they lost their phone or someone stole their phone, and then if you're gullible enough to hand them your phone, they just run. Yeah. They always open with a story. They never just go, "Can I have some change?" I mean, some of them do, but most of them don't. But I swear to God, the reason this is noteworthy is I've never seen such a fucking elaborate... So this guy comes up to us and just goes, "I just got out of prison." And without skipping a beat, my friend goes, "Me too." Wow. But he didn't acknowledge this. He goes, "Hang on, I wrote it down after it happened because it was so many details." Like he did, like, it's one thing to just come up and ask for change, but this guy spun a whole fucking novel for me, and I half wanted to pay him because I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like performance art. It's like, whose phone is that?
Owen. I think it might be. It's not mine. It might be Love's.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Oh, I don't know. Because it's definitely not mine. I don't know, bro. Maybe it's Adam. I don't know, bro.
Let me
Adam. Wow, Adam.
Because it's definitely not coming from my end.
Well, that's embarrassing. It was mine.
Adam, you son of a fucking bitch,
Look,
Adam.
no one ever texts me. I never get
expunging
texts, so I
Adam.
thought, okay.
I'm
let me find it.
Skeletons podcast.
So he comes up to me and he says, he tells me he just got out of prison. And he goes, I just got out of prison. And my sister's pregnant. And I just lost my phone. I'm after getting robbed. Do you have any change? I just want to get... And he, what was it as well? Yeah, and he says, I'm on medication to help me sleep, but it's not helping. I haven't been sleeping. So I smoke a bit of weed once in a while. Now, this isn't for weed, I promise. I just want a bite to eat, you know what I mean?
Why mention that? That's a bad idea.
And he just starts going on and on. And me and my friend are just kind of standing there nodding. And my friend goes, I haven't got any change. And he looks at me and I went, nah, sorry, pal. And he goes, all right. And he starts going, okay, I understand. You know what? That's fair. I can take no for an answer. Some people can't. I can. I pride myself on that. Okay. That's fine. You have a good night. Yeah, have a good night. And he turns away for like 2 seconds and just goes, yeah, I haven't been sleeping. You know, the medication's not working. It's a real fucking shame. Yeah, and my phone, it's gone. I lost my phone. I was on the bus and these 3 black lads stole my phone. And they stole my wallet as well. And, you know, I had my ID and me driver's license and all my money and me leap card. I can't use the bus now. Can I borrow your phone just to text me sister, just to let her know I lost my phone and I'll be home soon? Just to text her on Facebook, like. And my friend goes, I'm not on Facebook. I haven't got the app. And he looks at me and I said, oh, my phone's dead. He goes, okay, fair enough. That's fair. What can you do? Your phone's dead. Fair enough. Yeah, don't use Facebook. I don't blame you. And he keeps going to like as if he's about to turn away and then goes, yeah, I understand. Okay, good night. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's fair enough. Yeah.
This is scary.
And then he goes to turn away and goes, okay. And he turns around. I mean, my friend just turned back anyway. So and then just like, yeah, I just want a bite to eat. Really, you know, I haven't in days. I just got out of prison, and this went on for so long. This went on for ages, and at this point. I was anxious when it began. At this point, I'm just trying not to laugh because I'm like, "Fucking hell!" This man is persistent.
I would have just walked away.
Eventually, we did, but I was kind of like, "Let's see where this goes."
Yeah.
But it was kind of like there was a big fucking buff security guard right behind us. So like, if the guy had actually gotten violent or whatever, you know, we were fine.
Yeah.
Or I would have just gone back into the bar and just been like, shelter.
Yeah.
It's like nothing bad ever happens in a pub.
Of course.
There was another one. This is really short, I promise. But I was in town recently meeting a friend, and I walked her to her bus stop, and I waited with her, and then the bus arrived, and she was like, "Okay, good to see you. You know, hug, see you, bye." She gets on the bus. Yeah. She Owen.
Yes.
Yeah, you sucked her dick.
I
Keep
did.
going. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I mean, you're not wrong. So, yeah, so I you know, wave goodbye. She gets to the bus. She sits down. She waves at the window. You know, so I'm standing there, just kind of, you know, for like a minute or 2 minutes, just kind of watching. And then she pulls away. I'm waving. I turn around, and right in my face, she must have been there the whole time, just waiting for me to turn around, like. She was like right in my face. So you remember in like the early seasons of Breaking Bad that what's her name, Wendy?
Yeah.
That one that junkie girl that like Jesse was hanging out with, and she's got the really fucked up.
Oh yeah.
So kind of looks like that. And she's right in my face. I turn around and she just goes, "I'm pregnant." I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." Nice to meet you.
You should have just said, "So am I." Yeah.
But I turned around, she's like, "I'm pregnant," and I went, "Okay." And she goes, "I just want to get a bit of lunch. I haven't eaten in days. Would you have any change?" And I swear to God, I didn't even say anything. I was opening my mouth to say something.
Yeah.
And before I even got the words out, she just suddenly got really angry and went, "Oh, fuck you! Shove it up your arse!" and stormed off.
I would have been terrified if that ever happened to me.
It's like a fucking. I was like,
Did you shove the change up your ass?
I did. I was like, okay, there's a lot of it, but I was like, is she a mind reader?
She
It's like
probably is.
I guess she's been told no by so many people.
Yeah.
She like can see the subtle facial expression, or
Yeah.
like the shape of my mouth or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it was, but
Well,
like,
yeah,
because I mean, yeah, I was gonna say no. She's
Yeah,
not
of course
wrong.
you're gonna say no. She
But
needs to
it's
get
like-
a job. Stop doing fucking crack.
Yeah, Owen.
Why do you say yeah, Owen? I don't do crack.
I need
Owen,
to take a
yeah,
piss
yeah.
since the beginning of this podcast.
Owen, you know people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know, people in
Just like-
Minecraft houses shouldn't throw TNT.
I hate when you're on my
That
side,
should be
love.
the saying. That
I-
should be the saying.
Remember the time we were like playing on Minecraft and we found someone's house and we robbed them and I said, "Oh guys, we're definitely going to the Nether for this." And you guys like disowned me and wouldn't speak to me for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. God damn.
Anyway, so just to give you guys an update on yeah, Dublin is still a very scary place,
It's a very nice place.
full of very colourful characters who scream at you.
Of course.
I had
Fucking hell.
so many crackheads come into McDonald's and just like yell
Of
about
course.
weird fucking things.
Wait, Owen, let me get this straight. Your realization that there are more people who smoke crack than you thought is because you've seen them come into McDonald's.
Oh no.
That's
Okay,
your realization.
let me expand on that tweet. I meant
Okay.
like because I thought the only people who smoked crack were the people who look like crackheads. But
Yeah.
those are just the people who like are addicted to crack.
The
know what I
reason
mean?
I love that tweet, Owen, is because I know now that you meant to say,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I realize that there's more people who smoke crack than I thought there would have been. But the tweet says,
Yeah.
there's more people who smoke crack.
Yeah, and it sounded so much like you were just justifying. It was like, guys, they're more than you think, okay? It's not.
No.
Guys. Don't worry about
That's like, it reminds me of like a
Do
Tumblr
not
post
smoke.
I saw
And you
years ago.
acted like it was completely like I out of line that I thought that it was, and then I was like, yeah, I totally
Oh,
was
and-
like, yeah.
Oh, and that tweet reminds me of like a Tumblr post I saw where someone just said, monkeys are more powerful. And someone and someone just said, then what? They replied, than ever before.
I do love that one.
No, but yeah, like some people just like smoke crack, just like sometimes, or like they do it, but
Yeah.
it's like they're not addicted to it.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
meant by that tweet. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Okay,
crack is a more common drug than I thought. Like I thought
know.
it was
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I did have the
That's
same
what I meant by
realization
that.
where like I, not naming names or anything, but like I know a lot of people who either have not smoked, what was I saying? Have done coke, or semi-regularly do coke, and it's like,
Oh yeah, coke is like nothing. It's like when you're a baby. I have never done coke, but like when I was a baby.
Yeah.
When I was not a baby. When I was a kid, I thought cocaine was like fucking. I thought it was on the same level as like heroin. Like
Well,
you'd
it
think
rots your
that.
nose. It fucking destroys
Well,
your
yeah,
entire
but
nasal
if you-
cavity.
Well, obviously, yeah, if you get a fucking addicted to it, but like there's some people
and
who just do
everything
it
is-
like
Yeah.
yeah, everything.
Which,
If you take a large amount of anything, it becomes bad. Like that's like
Which-
saying like, oh, drinking a lot of
Which-
soda fucking kills you. Like yeah, dude.
which drug is it that like basically makes your brain cells eat themselves?
I'm pretty sure that's math.
Was that meth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's math. I would never do math. Don't do math.
Don't do
Stay
math,
away
dude.
from math.
So once again, you do crack though. So you've not confirmed.
No,
this.
I would not do crack. I would not do crack. Crack,
You need-
meth, and heroin. Very bad.
You
Stay
heard
away
it
from
here. You heard it here, folks. Owen does crack. Owen does heroin. Owen does meth.
Owen does all of it in one big cocktail.
I do all of them.
He will deny it if you ask him. But need I remind you that he looks like this?
Can you fucking... There it is. Fuck off. Look, that picture fucking sent me into a fucking hysterical fit when you sent it.
How did you?
Owen, see, here's the thing. Here's what happened. So Owen put up a picture. I love this picture, by the way. It's of Owen looking down, and he's lit like a fucking Egyptian statue of old, and he's looking down in this terrifying, horrible manner. It's really ominous. and he sent it in the chat, and it was amazing. And so I changed some of the colors, and then I just took the image, and I made it like triangle. You know what? I'm just gonna have to put up all the. You're gonna have to put up these images, but it looks really weird. Like Owen's head is this weird like fucking triangle shape, and then Owen sent a picture of himself, and he's like, "Do this one, do this one." And
it looks like
It just looked deformed.
you know when a male gorilla and they go through a physical transformation and the shape of their skull changes.
Yeah.
You look like you're doing that.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
So I just took the picture Owen sent me, and I just changed everything slightly. And so,
I literally look like I have Down syndrome. That's what I would look like if I had Down syndrome.
No, it's not, Owen. That's not what that looks like. For fuck's sake, that's horribly offensive.
I'm sorry.
You look like a Murdokin from fucking Oddworld.
I can't think of any other. Like, what kind of fucking physical? Like, can you imagine if I actually looked like that?
It looks like someone who survived a car wreck, Owen. Not Down syndrome.
No, some Down syndromes have like the fucked up eyes like that. I'm not talking
Why
about
that specifically, Adam? Why that specifically?
Owen,
Whatever.
the fact that you just use Down syndrome as a noun, like, that's like...
Dude, this is not nearly... Do you remember the episode where I think it started with Owen going, kill all the Downies, we're gonna make that a plan?
Yeah,
and then we talked about syndrome of the Downs. I don't know.
Trust me, I don't actually... I like Down syndrome.
Owen, that was a terrible way to recover.
My favorite thing about Owen is his public statements that he makes and on behalf of Chilling Skeletons. He did his famous, homeless man thing from last year that we all agree with, where he said, dear homeless people, please just fucking kill, that was great. But the best one, it was on Twitter recently, where I think Haley replied to one of our posts, and Owen, I don't know what the context was, but he just replied with, "Yeah, we hate women."
No, hold on. I can get the context.
Okay,
it was something like it was like you were talking about all the Chilling Skeletons.
Oh, here it is. I found the exact post.
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Okay, so I put up in the finished drawing of all four of us.
Oh yeah.
Thing, and it says the boys are all here. And Haley responds, "I'm not one of the boys, apparently, 0 out of 10. Haley has never been on the Chilling Skeletons podcast, so I don't know why
she has never been. Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
And Owen responds with, we at Chilling Skeletons hate women," as she said. and Haley said, "Yeah, obviously."
Owen, I can't believe Haley me too'd you.
Yeah. Haley did me to me.
Yeah, and I responded with, "Who needs a PR manager when you have Owen?" The man knows exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's like we share a brain.
Exactly. Oh my god. Burp.
Yeah, can I be just head of the PR?
Yeah,
of,
you can be the PR manager.
That can only end very brilliantly.
Owen, what is your public statement on shootings in America?
Oh god.
Okay, so, shootings happen, but, like, fucking... There's worse things happening. People die all the time. People die all the time, and it doesn't matter if they die horribly and unexpectedly.
According to my statistics, the humans die other than shootings.
Obviously,
according to my statistics, humans die.
Obviously, guys, dying from an illness that you've had for a long time and that you come to terms with your death is the same as dying unexpectedly from a gunshot wound when you're comfortable in
when you are a child
place when you're a child. So you just gotta look at it from a bigger point of view, dude. It sucks, dude, but you get over it, bro.
How very scientific.
Any more questions?
Great statement. That's a great public statement.
Thank you.
Dude, Owen, I have an idea for a political system. I proposed this to Kumbla a few days ago, and he called it, in quotes, fascistic and terrifying. But I had this idea. So, what if the mayor just had a little button that he could press, a cartoony ass red button, a little remote thing. He can just shut off anyone's brain at any time. And so everyone's at a town hall meeting, guy stands up and he goes, "Hey, I don't like this and that," and he shuts him off. And then all of everyone's next to him, they're gonna get mad at the mayor because he's killing people. But then the mayor just points at fingers. It's like, okay.
Good call.
Good call. I think that's a good idea, love. We should
we should do
implement that with Chilling Skeleton.
Yeah, that'd be super easy to do. The technology is right there.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So optimistic, Owen. Always, he knows we can figure it out. You know,
We'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson to help us with it. Everyone likes him.
And he'll talk about. I watched Rick and Morty season 3, and I gotta say, it was very scientific. I
seriously
watched a funny
hate
Family
Neil
Guy
deGrasse
with the
Tyson.
baby, and I
was
say,
watching Rick and Morty.
no. Dude, I gotta take a piss. Owen, take over for me. Say nice things.
Sleeping slobbing. Hello, my name is Love.
I thought you were taking a piss. Wait a minute. Is that Owen? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I just do like a really good impression of Love.
I didn't know you spoke Swedish.
I do. Do you want to hear some more?
Yeah.
IKEA.
You're not wrong.
Adam, what's up, bro?
Just
I think
yeah.
the last time you and me talked like alone together, we were talking about my penis.
That
Do you
does
remember
sound right. That does. You know what? I don't, but I believe you.
Like we talked about my penis and like because we were both a lot young. Like it's been a long time since we talked one-on-one. And I was talking about going through puberty, and you were like, "Oh, your big throbbing cock is nice, Owen." I said thanks.
That's what. Yeah, that's my catchphrase. Yeah, and then any subsequent time where you've been like, "Hey, Adam, let's have a chat, just one-on-one." Like I always, "Sorry, bro, I hate you."
Yeah, pretty much. You say, get your fucking gross pits off me, you dumb bitch. Adam.
Yeah.
Do you drink alcohol, right, bro?
Yeah, I mean, not as much as I used to, but I mean, I was out the other night, so yeah, sure.
That's cool, bro. Do you,
Why? Was that going somewhere?
hey, bro, I'm having like a party at my house. Buy me some booze, bro.
Oh, you're like a 12-year-old child who's like meeting an adult for the. Do you like go to parties and drink beer?
Yeah, bro.
I was walking by like a school like playground. And all these kids were there. One of them just started screaming at me, "Have you had sex?" And I was like,
During that entire thing, I felt like the man watching the Hindenburg slowly go towards the radio tower, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I had wireless headphones, so I was like,
"Excuse you, we were having a lovely time."
Yeah, I thought we were having a good time, bro.
Yeah. Stop saying bro.
I'm sorry. Dude, what the fuck?
What are you, Logan Paul? Fuck you.
Yeah,
dude.
Yes, sir.
I was showing Kumbo Breaking Bad yesterday, and we're finally into like the late part of season 2, but there's this fucking part where it's, Hank in the elevator, and he's like, getting the PTSD thing, and Kumbo, he never makes these kinds of fucking jokes, but like, it just caught me so off guard, because he's just looking at me, and he's like going like, is he having a bra moment right now? It's like, what the fuck? And I laughed so hard,
What if Vince Gilligan was talking about Breaking Bad and he's like, yeah, so we decided it would be a very effective story arc for Hank to have a series of bra moments.
Yeah, of course.
We thought that was a fitting conclusion for his character.
The dude who played Hank was in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, he was. That's actually a reason why I almost went to see it.
Does he play
I actually like his character. No, but he plays like a disgruntled dad because like his wife left him. I like his character.
He usually plays cops.
Yeah.
He's got that look, I suppose.
He has like the same attitude as all of his characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but he's just not a cop. But like, he has like the same like aura, if you know what I mean.
I suppose he's getting hired because of Breaking Bad, so they're gonna cast him for those kind of characters.
Dude, I gotta say, true. I was watching this video on YouTube where it was the voice actor of Jotaro Kujo doing it live, and he did the aura thing without any effects. He just does that like that without any additional things.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's really fascinating to watch.
Oh, you don't know
I'm completely just leaving Adam out of this conversation just a bit, but it's fascinating to watch.
I'll just sit here and finger my urethra.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Here's
That's
the sound effect. Hold on.
Ooh, I like that. Your urethra is really clean. How do you clean it so?
What a compliment, dude! Your urethra is really clean.
Yeah, I just see down and I go like, oh, and I go to that one.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Dude, you can fit like 2 hot dogs down there.
Please just talk about JoJo.
Jobo funny
I
bizarre
don't want
adventure.
this to be a thing. I just find the word urethra funny.
Urethra is very funny. Do you know what body part that I hate? Tendons. Just the word tendons makes me very uncomfortable.
And I hate it when I hear it in relation to meat that I'm going to eat. That's not
Because of Zach Hadel, I can't refer to the brain anymore. It's always the brainstem.
The brain.
Like if you're fighting a character in a game, it's just like, yeah, cave that fucking thing's brainstem in.
Yeah. I also love knee ligaments. That's one of my favorite things.
Ligaments.
Knee ligaments.
Yeah, and it just usually gets very colloquially like, son, don't run out into the driveway, you'll break your knee ligaments.
You know what's a fun a word I like for body parts?
Yeah.
The clavicle.
What is that?
God.
I think it's the collarbone. I could be wrong. I probably sound super fucking stupid right now.
Yeah, well, you always do, but that's...
Wow.
It's not a body part that humans have, but I really like the name cloaca.
Oh yeah,
hate
those
that.
are. Well,
I
I have
hate it.
those. I have that because I'm an owl.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cloacas are fucking disgusting, dude.
Do you think like I guess skeletons technically have cloacas?
No, they don't. They don't technically have cloacas, Owen.
What are you saying?
they-
What? What are you saying?
they
You
do.
never look down there at least once?
They just have holes because there's nothing there, Owen.
Well, exactly. So they just have like one hole at the bottom that when they eat, it just all goes down.
Skeletons don't
There.
eat, Owen. Skeletons don't do anything.
I'm eating right now, dude. I'm a fucking skeleton.
That's
what are you
a good
talking
point.
about?
You know what? You got me. I'm sorry.
Hey
I
Owen.
did.
Hey Owen.
You
Hey
fucking-
Owen.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dog.
The skeleton walks into a pub.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Here comes the
says-
joke.
Could I get a pint of Guinness and a mop? Like that, bro?
Yeah, bro. Do you guys want to hear? Do you guys want to hear a joke?
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
dude.
go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Wow.
Love tell a joke.
Okay, here we go. I was so ready. Okay,
Fuck was that?
here's the joke. Okay. So three guys walk into a bar. One is a Jew.
Uh-oh.
Uh
The
oh.
other is a Jew too.
Uh-oh.
The other guy.
Uh-oh. Cut this out. Cut this out.
The third guy is a
Jew?
Mario.
Are you making this up
So-
as you go along?
So
It's good.
the three Jews go to a bar. There's a Jew, there's a Jew 2, and there's Jew Wario. And
Was Jew Wario actually Jewish?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
He was the Jew. No, but so the bartender asks, "What will you fine Jews have this evening?" And Jew 2 says, "I'm not a Jew. I'm just a Mewtwo." And he leaves the bar, and then he
the
walked
fuck are
out.
Love, this is
talking
horrid.
about?
Love,
No,
this is absolutely horrid.
they all walk out of the bar because they don't actually want anything. They decide they don't want it. And then the Holocaust happens. Think about that one.
Oh no! No!
Think about that one.
Dude, Jew Wario was circumcised.
Do you want to go through every single person in Channel Awesome and like talk about whether his dick is nice or not?
I kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
wanted to just tell more jokes.
Okay, Adam, go ahead. Go ahead. Here's your joke.
Okay, so
It's a bad joke. I'm sorry.
an old man is in a pub and he gets really fucking vomits all over himself.
Okay.
Fucking
Hey Adam, do you want to hear a joke?
I was telling one.
Yeah, but that joke sucked. Do you want to hear a good joke?
I didn't finish it.
You know what? Let
hold
Owen
on.
do his joke. Here we go.
okay,
Owen has a
okay.
joke now. Owen has
So a
joke.
skeleton goes into a bar and
Racist.
he says, "Can I get a Guinness and a mop?"
Dude, where'd you hear that?
I don't know. I just heard
Great.
it.
Okay, so
I heard it somewhere.
So an old man is drunk and he pukes all over himself. And he goes up to the bartender and he says, "Ah, shit. When my wife finds out that I got really drunk and puked all over myself, she's gonna be real upset." And he says, "Here's what you do. Take out a $10 bill, put it in your shirt pocket. When you get home, just say someone else was really drunk, they puked on you, but they gave you a 10 to get the shirt replaced. And he goes,
This is a
that's
real
a great
joke.
That's a great idea. And he goes home, and he goes up to his wife, covered in fucking puke, it's dripping on the floor, and he says, honey, some fucking asshole got really drunk and he puked on my shirt. But look, he gave me a 10 to get the shirt replaced. Then she takes the money out of his pocket and goes, this is a 20. And he goes, oh, I forgot to mention he also shit in my pants.
That's a legitimate joke. Wow.
I like these jokes you're telling.
Adam, I have an even better. Adam, I have an even better legitimate joke. Get ready for my good legitimate joke.
These are like boomer posts that I would say.
Owen, get ready for
that joke's funny.
Owen, here's a classic. Owen, here's a classic joke. This is a classic joke that everyone said. Okay, here we go. Three bartenders walk into a bar. They greet the man at the counter. He's a Jew. The Jew is serving the drinks.
What is it with you and Jews?
He asks the bartender, what will you have this fine evening? And the bartenders say, well, isn't this a mix-up? That's the joke. Oh my god, it's on my seat.
Lover, are you okay? Shit.
Let me think. I feel like I've got another fucking boomer joke in the tank.
I have a good joke.
Oh, I literally just fell out of my seat. Oh my god.
Okay, so a rabbi and a Catholic man go into a bar.
Careful.
This seems like it's a situation that might lead some, comedic chemistry.
The bartender says, "What can I get you?" The rabbi says, "Give me money. Give me money."
Oh, because he's a Jew.
Owen, you can't order money in a bar. This joke doesn't work. Owen, you can't order money in a bar.
Can I tell you guys my favorite?
And then the Catholic man says, "Give me children, give me children, give me children." And then
this is funny.
And then the bartender says, "This joke isn't funny. I'm calling the cops on you guys." And he calls the cops on them.
Yeah. Nice.
He gets them both arrested.
Okay.
No, but seriously, can I tell you guys my favorite?
Like,
it's really boomerish, but I legitimately love this fucking joke.
Okay.
I genuinely like boomer jokes.
Yeah, some of them are good. All right, so these three traveling salesmen are walking through the countryside. Yeah, they're walking through the countryside and they come across a big old fucking farmhouse. And they knock on the door and they're like, "We've been traveling for days. We haven't slept. We haven't eaten. We need somewhere to sleep. Could you help us out?" And he says, the farmer says, "Listen, you can stay here the night, but I've only got one big bed, so you're gonna have to share." And they're like, "Well, fuck, it's better than nothing." So they all get in the bed side by side. They go to sleep. And after a really good night's sleep, they all wake up the next morning, and the guy on the left-hand side of the bed goes, "Oh my god, I needed that sleep. I feel so refreshed." And you know something else? I had a really great dream where this fucking beautiful girl was giving me a hand job. And the guy on the far right says, That's crazy. I had that exact same dream. A girl was giving me a hand job." The guy says, "I had a dream I was skiing."
Fuck you!
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I don't know how he was giving them hand jobs in his sleep, but it's just funny to me.
So so to all of our viewers, that joke meant the dude in the middle was jerking off both of the guys around him.
Hey guys,
as if
Peter
you were.
Guys, I got the
Peter
joke.
Griffin here.
I got the joke of the century, and it doesn't even involve Peter Griffin, so that's saying something. That's a big comedic thing. It's like not having a punchline. It's like not having a punchline. But here we go. Okay, so let's see here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, three Jews walk into a bartender.
Oh no!
And they talk to the bar at the counter. That's a joke.
You guys shut the fuck up.
This is some fucking abstract millennial anti-joke.
This reminds me of Too Many Cooks, when like all the things can start shaking, like everyone becomes the credits.
What the fuck? Oh.
Okay. Fucking hell. I hate this entire podcast. I'm gonna go put
I love this podcast.
I like those boomer posts where they just, the punchline is just, "I want to murder my fucking wife, dude."
Yeah, that's the right one. Like,
so all boomer like comics, are either about like sex or killing your wife, and that's kind of
Yeah.
weird. Or like killing your significant other.
It's because it's a bunch of old fucking
Well-
white
well,
guys
the-
sitting around
also-
making comics.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, Owen. They're also about them dang fucking kids with their. There is the society is real, and the kids are on their damn phones playing with their Pokemon creatures. They're,
I like
Those
that. What was that one
comics-
comic where like the guy's tucking his kid into bed and he's like, "Do you want a story?" And he goes, "Tell me about Pokemon Go, Dad."
yeah. And he's like, wow.
What's that one fucking someone like made like it's a big fucking giant like, thing about boomer comics, but like it's those political comics, but it's that thing where
Yeah.
it's like big faucet, water drip, and it's like everything's fucking labeled really
Yeah.
stupidly. And it's like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Man open mouth say, "Ah, want water."
I love that one where it's the guy with the giant mouth, like, you know, shouting at the people on the sports bench, and it just says, "Oh, the air, what was it? The hair dryer broke in the what the fuck was it? The changing room. I'm going to clean your head by going on your head," and it just has about the H's in a row. It's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Don't you have like a list of topics, love?
Yeah, I had a few. We're an hour and 39 minutes in. What the fuck do you want?
Well, yeah, it's like we're already like so far in. Let's just like take
Look
like two
how-
topics.
Look how
Fine,
much
Owen.
fun we have when Dylan isn't nowhere seen.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly,
right?
dude.
I miss
Dude.
Dylan. I love
That
Dylan.
was mean. I take
Yeah.
that back. Poor Dylan.
That was mean. I actually like.
Yeah.
It's so funny because Dylan like. And now I'm the fucking butt of all the jokes in this fucking group now.
Well, it's got to be someone. We're bullies. We got to take it
that's
out on
true.
someone.
We got
That's
to bully
true.
everyone. Yeah.
Now,
Oh, and
now
I would
Dylan
never
is so
bully
handsome.
you.
fuck
As
you,
I'm
love. You bullied me already. You
As
bitch.
I'm looking at the screen. Just
Fuck
in your
you.
face. You look
Anyway.
so deformed.
What are those topics on your little
Well,
paper?
you know what? I'll read the exact phrasing of the topics. Okay, here we go. Here, I'll read the first. The first one was people blocking you in the streets, kids, old people. Second one, employees bothering me in the store that leads me to think they think I'm shoplifting or some shit. And then the third one we actually haven't done yet because I couldn't find a place to fit it in. It's cool people obsessed with things that don't gatekeep and ruin it for you.
Wait, what does gatekeep mean? I'm stupid.
It's okay. Listen, I just like when somebody is like obsessed with something and they want to invite you into their world as opposed to gatekeep and like keep you the fuck out of it. Like, oh, you don't know that, whatever the fuck. Like, you know, a lot of melee players
Oh
do it.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
hate
look
people
down.
like that.
People who are like, "Oh, that's my thing. You can't get into that."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
that's,
talking
like,
to
so
people
shitty.
who are obsessed with
People
something
actually share it.
and are actually like helping you get into it. Like everybody I've talked to, I've been very lucky because everybody I've talked to about like, for example, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, none of them have been like fucking dismissive or like you know, whatever about it. Everybody's like, oh yeah, cool, you're on that thing, cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got friends who like they'll just gush about like series or movies they like, and they'll just explain the whole thing to me and go, "Oh, it's so fucking good," and they'll just gush about it, and then they'll
Yeah.
go, "Hang on, you know what? Sit the fuck down, sit down," and they'll just open
Yeah.
up Netflix and we'll just marathon it with them, and we're
Yeah.
both getting really excited because they're excited to be showing me this thing they know I'll be into, and I'm enjoying watching it, and I'm
Yeah.
also enjoying how much fun they're having by showing me this thing. It's like that's a nice positive experience. I don't get why people get protective of like this is my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't had people be like that to me in a while because
Yeah.
I don't really get into any new stuff lately. I'm so obsessed with so much shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate
think
when people like that.
I think I got it a lot when like I was like a teenager, and a lot of my friends were teenagers because it's a very immature way to be. So I think it happened a lot when I was a kid, but I don't really see it anymore, thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see it a lot on like just I don't know all over generally Twitter. Just people fucking. I don't know. There's a lot of people who just act like.
Well,
so-
Twitter's annoying.
I guess.
I love Twitter, but I agree.
I do love Twitter. I think people over exaggerate a lot how bad Twitter is. They're just like it's the end of civilization. It's like Twitter's.
I don't think it's.
pretty
I wouldn't go that
Yeah.
far. It's
People are
just
just
kind of
overreacting.
irritating.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with 4chan. Everyone says
Yeah.
4chan is just full of like fucking pedophiles and racists, but then you see those posts that are just like pictures of dogs and it says schlop 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 schlop.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's-
they're just focusing on the bad parts and not really like
Here's the thing
Oh.
about 4chan is that like yeah there are a lot of shitty horrible parts of it, but it's like first of all I mean most websites have those fucking sections that are shitty, horrible people. Let's not forget, within this week, I made a joke about zoophilia on Twitter, and a fucking honest-to-God zoophile responded to me, who, on their profile, goes on about eating out dogs.
Oh my god.
Let's not forget about that example. Let's not forget about that fun time.
That was pretty wacky.
That was my favorite thing that happened this week. I was so happy when that happened.
People say Newgrounds is a fucking cesspit of negativity. It's like there's people on Twitter actively and openly being like, "Yeah, I fuck my dog. What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah.
And unlike on Newgrounds, they're not joking.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what? Do you ever see on Twitter? Do you ever see these fucking what are they called? MAPs?
Maps.
Oh, pedophiles.
Basically,
Yeah.
They're fucking.
Not basically, they are pedophiles.
They're just pedophiles, and they're trying to make the argument of, "Oh, you're a bigot for not wanting to accept me." It's like, you're a fucking pedophile. What are you talking about?
There's that great.
You fuck kids, and fucking kids aren't cool. You dumbass.
No, I think they make the argument like, I want to fuck kids, but I haven't done it yet. So you're the real bigot.
No, some of them generally do. Like,
yes,
they
some
will
of them.
fuck kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the. Here's the thing.
The only thing I know about them, I think I remember, was it Shiwan had like made a fake account, and then she like was like they had a group chat and they added her into it because she made a fake account, and they had this thing where they were like, "Oh, this is a support group. It's so we can talk about our condition and hopefully overcome it. It's meant to be an encouraging. It's meant to be like a group therapy type thing." And she was like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah.
And she went in, and literally they're just gushing about like. They're just like fucking
kids.
Yeah, they're just venting about it. It's not that at all. It's just a place where they can talk about it, and it's like
here's my one and only okay, well not one and only. Here's my advice. If you are somebody like this, let's say a pedophile, one of those fucking people, get off the internet. Get the fuck don't go on the internet, you idiot. Talk to a fucking therapist, you retard.
Yeah.
Don't like. Why would you voluntarily go on the internet if you're like this? Why would
and I know
you do
this is long overdue because I know we have a lot of pedophile listeners in our fan base, but
all of them, in fact. I mean,
get help get the help you need. Don't.
We're all pedophiles.
Yeah. I mean, he did tell me that last week, and he can't refute it. I mean, so
this would be a good point to put in that screenshot of that little exchange that you guys had that I found very humorous.
Wait,
one where
which one
Dylan said that he was an actual
was it Dylan or Owen? One of you was like, you had a little exchange, and the minute it happened, I screenshotted it just because I was like, I need this to be immortalized. And one of you was like,
and you can Photoshop it if you want to be like Dylan says, like, I am a
It's seriously, it's like statistically there are more people out there that are over 18 than people under 18. Like it's like not that hard to find love with people who are of age.
Yeah.
It's I don't understand.
But if you're a socially awkward shut-in man-child who doesn't know how to associate with fucking adults,
yeah. What about me?
Die alone.
What the fuck?
Fucking die.
Just die alone. It's super easy to die alone. You don't have to do anything.
Already.
Just sit there. Why don't you just fucking die already?
Why don't you just fucking die already? I fucking love that scene.
That is a great scene.
What?
What is it, son? You're retarded. I can't.
I remember that thing you guys talked about, like with Breaking Bad.
Walter White's classic catchphrase. What is it, son? You're retarded.
Yeah. Remember, after all.
I saw a Twitter post where it was like, remake Breaking Bad, but it's about a suburban white mom selling scented soaps, but it's the same levels of fucking gore and violence.
Oh, I saw that.
That's great.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember that thing with Breaking Bad that you talked about, where like?
Of course.
Oh, that was
great.
Do
we remember it? Of course.
Like, so every time Walter Jr. would start talking, everyone would be like really trying really hard not to laugh.
And we had this idea where it was like, we're gonna do this video. I actually wrote like a fucking intro where the two of us are like sitting in like a stately home in armchairs eating caviar, and you're just like, let's take in a spot of entertainment, shall we? And I'm like, yes, quite good. You turn on the TV, and it's like, what's on Netflix? The BoJack Horseman program. I hear it's very good. And I'm, very. No, sorry, no. It was stuff like, Border Town. I hear it's very humorous. Like, I don't want to see blatant Oscar bait. Don't show me Border Town again. That's. We could just watch the entirety of B-movie again. Let's watch. You know what? I don't want high art. I just want chewing gum for the eyes. Just show me some fucking trash. You know, Breaking Bad. Well, it's got bad in the title. And then we watch it, and then we get to the end, and it's like 62 hours later, and then like you're like, all right, excellent, let's show it. And then you turn on the first episode, and then you start pouring some wine into like a giant fucking jewel-encrusted chalice. I pull out a giant plate with a fucking panda bear with an apple in its mouth, and I start carving it like a ham. And then like a little title card just says 62 hours later, and we're sitting around watching it. It's the last episode, and it's like, I mean, that was okay, I suppose. Yes, quite. It was alright. You know, I did notice some kind of amateur mistakes, and then we both pull out lists at the same time. Oh, look at that! Okay, let's do it. And then it takes on like a fucking video essay format, and our ideas are like, have people laugh when Walt Jr. speaks.
Yeah, exactly. They can't contain himself. He's just, and one of them laughs in his face, right in his face at the end of the scene, but because he's broken, he doesn't know it, of course.
Walt does the fucking thing that Kid Icarus did in that show, where like everything ends with Icarus. Everything Walt says, every now and then he ends a word with "eum," like everything's chemical.
Yeah.
And kind of like in BoJack Horseman, they have a rule where once per season they get to use the word "fuck." Once per season, so everyone understands him fine, and no one comments on how he talks. But once per season, we'll have a character go, "Why the fuck do you talk like that? What's wrong with you? You fucking psychopath!" And
and you have a typical Breaking Bad chant afterwards, where like it holds on him, and then it cuts the next scene.
It holds on Walt, kind of making a scowl, and then he just kind of walks out of the room.
Yeah.
Or they do it on the phone. He does that thing where he says something cryptic, and then hangs up.
Yeah.
That's one thing in Breaking Bad that I always kind of wondered, like, is there going to be a part in Breaking Bad where someone just calls back and goes, "Did you just hang up on me without saying goodbye, you piece of shit?" They always do that. He always calls them and goes, "I want you to handle it," and just hangs up, and it's like, okay, I guess you're too important. Anyway, and the thing about it is, whenever a character, like, suddenly does that thing where they're like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you talking like a serial killer? Are you Charles Manson? Why are you talking like that?" It should always be a character you don't expect to like do it at all. So,
like
for example,
Holly inside the womb.
Like Holly just though.
We were thinking the one for 5 should be the beautiful scene where Walter is changing her after kidnapping her, and she starts crying. But you know that's shitty. No one wants to see that. So instead, we're gonna get Vince Gilligan's face and put it onto her
like annoying orange.
Like annoying orange, and she goes, "Hey Dad, I just want to ask, why the fuck do you talk like that? That's real fucking weird, Dad. I miss my mom. I want to go home."
And he just like fucking Mario 64s around the room, just.
The one I really wanted to see was we should get Hector Salamanca to do one of them. He briefly overcomes his stroke to go, Why the fuck does he talk like that? What the fuck is wrong with him? And he's like shaking and trembling and shitting himself.
And the best part, like, we added so many things. I'm sure there are plenty we don't even remember that we added, but
there's so many.
It was ended with the series will then be reversed, then the screen will be completely black, then it will be muted, just negating all.
It started off with these weird abstract fucking like things you'd see on the Eric Andre show, where it's like just really silly, and then it got to a point where it just got really like we just broke the show, and it was just like, and then at the very end of it, shuffle the episode order.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, and we wanted to, this show, it would have been really good. It would have been. Oh, my personal favorite was we wanted to give Mike a form of like dyslexia, but he gets entire words mixed up, so he just talks in jumbled sentences. So like the beautiful scene where he confronts Walt, he goes, "We thing a good had, you stupid bitch of a son," and then he goes on this whole rant, and Walt is just kind of scowling, going, yeah, Vince Gilligan, hire me.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. And we're never gonna make that video because it would have been like a fucking hour because we had so many ideas.
It totally, dude. I made this tweet that's not funny, and people didn't find it funny.
Oh.
And I made several tweets in one day let's see here. I made 2 tweets, and both of them are just retarded hypothetical movie concepts. One of them is specified movie soundtracks are a thing of the past. They should just have Minecraft music intermittently fading in and out during the course of the movie.
I actually wouldn't mind that because the Minecraft soundtrack is very relaxing.
Yeah, but it's not. They don't choose where it is. It just comes in and out of the movie.
It's completely random.
And I said re-release Eraserhead with this. Then I made a second tweet where I said remake Seinfeld, but change it to modern day, and then mute the audio, and then make the screen black. And then I said, optionally, add a few boing sound effects on the empty 22-minute timeline now before you.
That's nothing. It's not anything.
It's boing sound effects.
Have you guys seen the new? Have you guys seen the new Invader Zim movie? Yeah.
I haven't.
I didn't like Invader Zim's original run. I thought it was kind of shit.
Oh no, I never really watched it. But the movie was really good. If you like Newgrounds,
Wow.
if you want to like, it's like nice. It's nostalgic for Newgrounds too. It's just seems like a long Newgrounds animation.
Wow.
I've heard it's
Pretty
really
good.
good. I've yet to watch it though.
Yeah. Honestly, just like when I watched Invader Zim, the entire time I was like, I don't know, I'm not getting anything out of this. It's just weird and like trying to be edgy kid show. I don't know.
There are some scenes like that. Mostly the Gur scenes. I hate Gur.
Oh yeah, Gur became one of those things where like he was ruined by the whole like XD random thing of the two.
Yeah.
Gur like single-handedly bred that generation of
yeah, exactly.
fucking XD so random people on DeviantArt who are like, muffin unicorn rainbows. It's yeah.
They there's not really a lot of Gur scenes in the movie, but so that makes it a good movie because there's not really a lot of Gur scenes.
Thank goodness.
Did
Enjoyed
they
it.
reveal that Gur was just his his middle name?
What?
First
I don't
name
know.
was name. No.
His first name was Nigel, but people just called him. People just called him. I'm not gonna do this.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What the hell was I gonna say? Yeah, Dylan told me. Adam told me yesterday in a DM. He told me I can't get through a day without drinking a full bottle of alcohol, and that was kind of a funny interaction. And he just he said I can't live without it, and I said, okay, well that seems like a you problem.
Thank you, Ben Shapiro.
So anyway, that was the Chilling Skeletons podcast.
Let's end it off with what should we end it off with?
Do you want to end it off with us singing a song together
Yeah,
in
of course,
perfect
let's sing a
harmony?
song.
Well,
What song do you guys want to sing?
Okay, here we go. Everyone,
You start.
sing,
Just start.
do
Just
your
start a song,
best for-
Lovin'.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. What's a good song to sing? Okay.
good song.
I don't. I'm trying to recall the full lyrics of a Minecraft fucking like parody song, and it the conchs in my brain are like winding like they've never wound before. Like recall all the lyrics.
We cannot do Creeper. We cannot do
Creeper.
Revenge.
Oh man.
I don't want to do that song.
Okay.
That song sucks.
Okay.
Let's do.
You know what we should do?
What?
I find it pretty funny that they use. I know this is kind of an old meme, but
Okay.
the fact they use "Gangsta's Paradise" in the Sonic the Movie trailer.
Yeah.
I like that too.
I gotta say
didn't
though,
hate it,
I really like the way the lyrics actually do suit Sonic very well. So
Yeah.
if you're okay with ending this with a little slam poetry session, I could
Here we go.
recite "Gangsta's Paradise" for us.
Okay. Here we
Let's do it.
And you could
Okay,
just try and tell me you don't instantly think of Sonic the Hedgehog when you hear these.
Okay. Here's the beat.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't ever crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talkin' and where you walkin', or you and your homies might be lined in shock. I really hate to trip, but I gotta lock. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like. On my knees in the night, saying prayers in the streetlight.
Keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in gangster's paradise. We keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
Way past cool.
We keep spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. End it now. End the fucking podcast now.
Okay.
Let's do that.